Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all, let's get it. Let's go. Man, Jones crazy, man. Look at that Akh in the door. Just looking serious. He like, hey, I don't care about Sussex one. I'm gonna go find somebody over there to extort. He's super happy, like he just getting transferred to somewhere else. But he was like, you know what, Weezy? I'm gonna lay it down. But look, I'm gonna lay it down with this right here. Now I'm in population. I'm looking at Akh like, let me get a Feezy. Let me get a Feezy. He like, man, you in population. I said, man, I'm sold. Let me get a Feezy. We got a bag of Feezys. Let me get one of them joints, man. He was like, he went to the table. He was like, got me right. He was like, here, you always look out for me. I was like, look, man, be easy over at Sussex One. If I don't catch you. I was like, you know, they be coming to get people fast. I said, you might get shit next week. He was like, yeah, I know, man. I'm ready. They got my Muslim brothers over there. I said, let me ask you a question. You always talking about Muslim brothers and this and that. Got the Kufi game on. I was like, man, but you don't even really be like you practicing the culture like that, man. What's going on with that? You gonna tighten up when you get over there? He was like, I'm about to get it together over there, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, Weezy. Like, I've been wilding a long time. He was like, I'm about to get it together, man. Like, I owe it to myself, you know what I mean? I was like, man, do that, man. Like, cause you, I was like, you a wild dude, man. I said, man, I hope you do get it. He was like, yeah, man. So I did like this on the glass of the window. I was like, man, have a good, safe journey out, man. He was like, all right, I peeled. Went back to the pod, man. Continue on doing my bid, man. Continue on doing my bid. I went through my little stuff, man. Then we're gonna fast forward the tape, man, cause now I'm going to Lawrenville. Now I am on Lawrenville, rather, man. Like, y'all already know, like, Lawrenville is the super duper sweet camp. Y'all already know the count, man. How I move. Y'all already know I'm trying to get to the bag. This is around 30 building time right here, man. So, like, I'm in 30 building around this time, man. And for real, man, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all when I tell y'all I thought I saw a freaking ghost when I was going to Child one day, man. I'm like a year in 30 building now. I'm already situated. So it's like 2011, something like that. Man, I'm walking to the Child Hall. So when we go into the Child Hall from 30 building, we the furthest building from the Child Hall. We the closest coming back, but we're the furthest going. So we go into the Child Hall and we get around the side where we can kind of like pass 50 building and we see like where medical be at, the windows and all of that. That's what kind of like the new intakes will come. Like they'll be right there. You will see them in the window. They be looking in the window and dudes will pull up to the gate. Like it's a gate blocking the window because it's like a gate blocking the perimeter of the medical stuff. So dudes will pull up to the gate. You got all the members up there. Dudes pulling up, throwing the signs like, hey, what's up? You did it. Because they trying to find out who up here. So like now, like it's crazy. So like, you know, I'm not really paying attention to a lot of dudes. Like if I know you, I recognize you and I see, you know what I mean? But I see dudes, it's so many members over there trying to see who's a member. Like I couldn't even really see. But out of all the faces, like it was like 4 faces that was in the window. Like out of all the faces that was in the window, man, I seen this big round head, man. And I knew it, I looked. And like he looked a little different because now he got little gray specks in his beard. You know what I mean? So he getting a little older. So like he still had the naughty Philadelphia, Pennsylvania beard game. You know what I mean? But like now it's like gray specks. Like that little joint down here I was telling y'all about, that junk got gray in it. Like he got gray kind of like up here. But I'm looking at it. I'm looking at him though. And I'm like, and I just walk right by like, you know what I mean? I go eat, go in the Child Hall, you know what I mean? So when we come out, I don't pay no mind. They letting them out, but they taking the other way back. So some going to 40 buildings, some going to 30 buildings. So they walking back this way, we going back this way. We're coming out the Child Hall, you can see them coming out. So I seen the big dude again. It's been some years, so I don't really remember like that. You know what I mean? It's been a little time. It's like 4 years later type stuff, like 5 years later. So I don't really recognize who Akh was at the moment. So I go to the pod, so I see that as we walk into the pod, I seen them coming. Some was going to 40 building, then they let some start walking down. So I still go in the building. So I go in the building. As I'm going in the building, I walk in the pod. Dude was like, yo, I think some new intakes about to come in. I was like, yeah, I just seen them. Some went to 40 building, some coming over here. I was like, it's 2 of them coming over here. Cause you know, I was like, you know, it's 2 sales rooms. So I knew they was coming over here. So I look up, I see dudes coming in, you know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, that's when I came out my cell. I look, I'm like, see what this is, you know what I mean? So I'm standing on the top tier, I'm like, so I see dude come in, he was like, he had his box in his hand, he was like, he walk in, he look around, he was like, I was like, I was like, that's Akh, man. I didn't really know if that was him or not. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, is that him? Yeah, is that Akh? I was like, I don't know. And I looked up, I seen the two Muslim dudes that was in the pod, they pull up on him. Shook his hand, you know what I mean? I seen Akh like, shook their hand, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, that look like Akh, man. So I come down the steps with a curious face, y'all. I'm like, waited for them to like finish conversating. I seen them turn around a couple times, peeping the scene. I still don't know it's him. I'm looking like, this John crazy. I'm gonna ask though, you know what I mean? I'm gonna ask. I was like, cause he looked familiar, and that's how I be in there. Like you might then see a dude that he was in the jail with like years ago. You might be like, yo, I wonder if that's him. Because people's appearances change. Like we doing time in there, like we getting older, like people's appearances change. I'm telling y'all, man. So I didn't really know. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So I'm looking. I waited for him to finish talking to the Muslim dudes. I was like, hey, yo, pot so. I was like, yo, your name Akh, man. He was like, yes. I was like, the way he said, he was like, yes. I was like, you don't remember me, Akh? He was like, I was like, Weezy, man. He was like, oh, Weezy, what's up, man? I was like, what's up, man? I was like, man, what you doing up here, Akh, man? I was like, yo, what you got going on, man? What you doing up here, man? He was like, man, I stayed charge free for a while, man. Like, you know, I've been a lot of places, man. He was like, man, you know, I left Sussex 1. Man, they sent me to Nottoway, man. So I went to Nottoway and just stayed charge free. Just, you know, stayed on my thing, man, you know what I mean? As he saying that, as he talking about that, my word, it was like some dudes in the bottom tier. In the bottom tier, I don't know where it was coming from. That's all you smelled was the lala. That jump was like, it was like you saw the color of that jump. That jump was like, that jump was like, as he talking, he like, yeah, you know, I just had to stay out the way, man. Like, man, good to see you though, man. That jump was like, that jump hit my nose like, but I'm used to it though. I seen him as he talking. I'm looking, we making eye contact. I'm talking to him. He like, yeah, you know, I just, you know, it's good to see you and everything. He was like, I seen his neck jump. He was like, they go that crazy in here like that, Weezy. I was like, I mean, bro, this is the capital of Virginia when it comes to the law. I'm letting you know now. So like, you know, he was like, man, I thought he was gonna send me to Greensville, man. He was like, all my Muslim brothers on Greensville. He was like, I know brothers up here, but he was like, all my Muslim brothers is on Greensville, man. And like, you know, Greensville kind of more penitentiary, like, you know, they send me to this joint. And, you know, I know I deserve it because I've been staying out the way for 5 years. So, like, but still, though, like, you know what I mean? The Muslim brother dude was like, hey, when you finish, come to my cell. He was like, all right, brother. So, Muslim brother's dip. You know what I mean? So, he finished talking to me. So, he was like, I see him keep smelling it. He was like, man. So, it's like, that in here. I was like, man, I wanted to say, you just asked me that, didn't you? But I didn't, though. I was like, yeah, I told you, like, it's lit. Like, I told you, like, it's going down this joint. I told you that. He was like, man, like, it's going to be a hard temptation up here. He was like, who in this pod from my city? I ain't even want to answer that question for real because I thought back, like, it's through the conversation and just seeing him, like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, like, I kind of forgot that he was a Terminator. I kind of forgot that he was somebody that when he comes in, like, now that I rewind the tape, when he walked in the pod, like, the man walked in like a straight Terminator, like he was the Terminator without the skin. He walked in, he was like, thermal imagery like this all over the place. He's scanning the whole pod. He's from my city. He's looking around. Eyes super red. I seen him do it like through the whole conversation of us getting back acquainted, us having conversations, man. I forgot this man was a Terminator, y'all. So boom. So I didn't know how to answer that question. Who was in here from his city, man? Should I tell him, man? Should I alert this dude that he got 2 people in here that's getting that Baco game and getting the La game, man? Like, I didn't know if I should tell him this, man. But you know what? I said, yeah, they from your city over there. He was like, who? I said, them boys right there. He was like, oh, them young boys. I'm like, yeah. He was like, what's up with him? Like, he got right back to Maniacville. He was like, I heard it. He was like, what's up with him? And I'm like, what's up with him? He's like, yeah, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I was petty, man. Like, you know, like, one thing about me doing these stories, man, I'm gonna keep it a band with y'all, man. And like, this is chess, not checkers, man. And like, the dudes from his city, I didn't really like the dudes. You know what I mean? Like, we was going through a la war, you know what I mean? They'll get their stuff, try to shine on me and my homeboys. We'll get our stuff, super shine on them. So it was like going back and forth. But the advantage that he had over us is that they had the tobacco game, you know what I mean? So like, they'll get la and the tobacco. So it's like sometimes, majority of the times, we would still have to go to them and get the la. So it was like an unspoken thing that, like, we was like, all right, but we really didn't rock, you know what I mean? Something like that. So I was like, yeah, they got it. He was like, for real? So I, yeah, right there. I was like, yeah, they from your city. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't telling they had nothing. I just told him that they was from his city. He was like, I promise you, I seen Akh do this. He was like he was basking in that like good information. He was like he sized them up with his thermal imagery. Like he was like, 3 out of 5 is weak. I'm like, man, Akh is a maniac, y'all. So boom. He was like, well, look, let me go back and holler at my brothers, man. He was like, look, this time he dapped me up, he hit me with the old head joke. He was like, man, let me go ahead and holler back at my brothers, man. Yeah. But look, though, good seeing you, man. Yeah, man, good seeing you. He be like, look, I got a subscription on the Don Diva magazine, too, man. Like, I got all them joints in the sale. You want to check them out? I was like, yeah. So I go to his sale, walk to his sale. Like, he started taking his stuff out. Like, I'm looking at his stuff, man. I got the sweet prayer rug. He got like a bunch of kufis laid out on his bed. Like he's good. He don't look like the guy that was like back then. Even though he wasn't like broke back then, he just was a maniac. Like, you know what I mean? So I go get the magazines from my pill out. So when I pill out, he get back to talking to Muslims. You know what I mean? So he talking to them. You know what I mean? Everything's straight. But I'm saying in my head like, yo, everything ain't about to be straight because Akh is a psycho. So my roommate Baldhead didn't know him. You know what I mean? He didn't know Akh because like Baldhead was on Sussex, but he didn't know Akh because Baldhead went home from Sussex. Like I met Akh probably like 04 around the time bro had dipped. So he didn't know Big Akh, but I knew Akh. You know what I mean? So I'm telling bro, I'm like, yo, they just brought a real live maniac in here, bro. I'm like, bro, they brought a real live maniac in this joint, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. He was like, who? I was like, man, that bald head dude. He was like, oh yeah. I'm like, man, yes. I was like, man, listen, that man love that la-la, man. I said, man, they made a big mistake bringing that man to Lawrenville, man. I said, I'm letting you know now. He was like, why you say that? I said, because he love that la-la. I said, bro, he love that la-la so much, bro. He'll do anything. I said, now he back on his Muslim stuff. I said, he always been Muslim. But like he don't let that stop him, bro. So he was like, man, where you from? I was like, he from where bro and them from. Like ones that we be going to La War with. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah, I told him that they from his city. Bro started laughing. I'm like, yeah, I had to, man. I was like, I ain't telling him they had nothing though. I just told him who was from his city. He was like, oh, he was gonna meet them anyway, you know what I mean? So we just let it play out, you know what I mean? So we come back out. When I look, I seen Akh talking to the little young one from out this city. Now, there used to be 3 of them, you know what I mean, from this city. It was a little young one, and then we're gonna call this other dude Charles. Now, Charles was like the oldest one. Charles was like 30. There was another dude that was a little younger than him, but they had a super young boy that was like in his early 20s. And I see Akh talking to him. And like, I guess somebody had told him like, yo, you know, he from y'all place, from where y'all from. So I guess the young boy pushed, so they had a conversation. They talking. So I see Akh kind of slide off. When Akh slide off, Akh go in the cell with them. Word, you know what I mean? Now, I don't know if the other dudes was in there. I didn't even pay it no mind, but I know he went in the cell with the little young boy. So he in the cell with the little young boy. You can smell the la-la in the air, so I guess they messing with the la-la. I'm already lit off the la-la, so when I see this, I'm looking. So I'm waiting for him to come out. So he come out. When he come out the joint, Akh came out. He trying to look serious. He already know when he lit. Like, I done been around him, like, when he trying to hide it, when he not. I know how he look. You know what I mean? He come out looking all serious. That's when I know he was lit. He was like, he went stood by his cell. He was like, hey, CO. She popped the jaw. He go in. He was like, he dipped in the cell. I was like, man, I'm about to go mess with him. Like, went to the joint. I was like, yo. I ain't hear nothing. I was like, ah. I looked at the joint. He was laying on his bed, like, I was like, yo, you good? He was like, come in. I walked in. He was like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, what's wrong with you? You staying in? He was like, man, I'm through, man. He was like, I'm through, man. He was like, man, I just went in the cell. The young boy, man, that man gave me a cup of wine. Man, he was like, man, he hit a feezy with me. He was like, I'm through, man. I ain't coming back out tonight, man. I ain't coming back out tonight. I was like, man, you look through, man. I was like, man, that's crazy, man. He was like, I gotta sleep this joint off. Now, you know how it be if you don't mess with the la-la in a while. Like, years, that was how I was. Like, I wasn't like that, but like, y'all know I had went like a year and change, almost 2 years without messing with the la-la before I got transferred to Lawrenville. Now, when I got to Lawrenville and I hit the la-la for the first time, I ain't even gonna lie, y'all was lit, y'all. So boom, I was super lit. I ain't gonna lie. So I know what I'm kind of going through. Like, you know what I mean? He lit because it's been a minute. He been on the mountains and these places, Sussex run, all this stuff. So I'm like, man, I just let him enjoy his buzz and I dipped. So I guess the young boy went on and started telling dudes, the other dudes, the dude Charles and another dude. Charles was kind of like Akh height. You know what I mean? He wasn't Akh size, but they were about the same height, like 6 feet. So I guess the young boy went on and told him like, yo, look, yeah, he from out here, You know what I mean? So when Akh finally got up, Akh got up the next day for breakfast. So I seen him sitting at the table with him, you know what I mean? He ain't sit at the table with his Muslim brothers, he sat at the table with dudes from his city. So he's taking it slow, you know what I mean? He's being, you know what I mean, gradually like kind of like just just seeing what's going on, you know what I mean? So like I knew kind of like, I know, you know what I mean? Like this wasn't a good place to send Akh, man. Like I'm telling y'all, I knew it the whole time. Like some people can handle Lawrenville, and there's a lot of people that Lawrenville is just like too much for them. Like it was too much for me, man. Like you can't handle this joint, man. And like that was what I was talking about with Akh, man. I knew something was gonna happen, man. Like because he just can't help but going against people that got that la-la. Now he picks his prey. Usually be people from his city, or usually be people that he know like that he know he can really kind of like hit him with the scare tactic. But like now that he's a little older now, this is like 5 years later that I seen him, 6 years later, gray in his beard now, so he look washed up. So I don't know if the intimidation game gonna still work, but I knew for a fact like he was planning something. I knew it. So he come back from chow, they call outside rep, everybody go out. I went out and came back. I'm still in the pod. He see me in the pod. He was, hey, what you got going on? I was like, nothing. He was like, you trying to hit this feezy? I said, man, I thought you was just basically cleaning yourself up, man. I said, I know you had a good time the other day, but you won't mess with it like that every day now. He was like, look, Weezy, I'm human, man. Everybody gotta understand, I'm human, man. Like, that was his favorite thing to say, I'm human, man. Like, at the end of the day, like, I ain't had no la-la, bro, in almost 4 to 5 years, man. He's like, I tried it when I went to Sussex one, and that was it after that. I ain't want it no more, because I couldn't get it like I wanted. So he's like, I ain't had no la-la in 4 5 years, Weezy, man. I'm lit. He was like, man, getting that feeling again? Man, he was like, man, I don't think I ever want to let it go, Weezy. I said, I know, so boom. Love that feeling, don't you? That la-la feeling, hey, feeling great. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, well, you know what, though, man? Like, they got a roller? So now he asked a question. I'm like, huh? He was like, well, they got a roller? I'm like, I don't know if they got a roller. He said roller stupid. I was like, I don't know if they got a roller. He was like, no, I'm asking because like, he got a lot of tobacco in there. I was like, oh, he was like, a young boy pulled out a big bag like this big. I was like, oh, that's probably a 50 sack. That ain't a lot of tobacco. I said, it's a 50 sack though. He was like, man, you know how much money you can get off that on Nottaway or such and such. I'm like, man, I don't know. I was like, up here it's $50. It's a lot of it up here. He was like, man, I want in. Yeah, I want in, man. Like this type of camp where I can kind of like, he started doing his hands like this. He's like, yeah, this the type of camp where I can kind of get some money at. So I want in, Weezy. I'm like, well, look, you holler at Charles? I'm being petty. I'm sorry. I'm like, you holler at Charles? He like, nah, I ain't meet him yet. He kind of just be ducked off. I ain't want to tell him that Charles got the jiggle box, you know what I mean? That's why Charles be ducked off. So he like, yeah, I'm gonna meet him though. He was like, well, that's the leader. I'm like, nah, I don't know nothing about that, man. I was like, nah, I just know, you know what I mean? Like, he the oldest probably. That's what I think, you know what I mean? From y'all. He was like, nah, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest from my city. I said, you right, you maniac. So boom. So me and him conversated, I dipped, I went back to the cell, you know what I mean? I don't let him do his thing. Next thing you know, I looked up, I seen him and Charles standing on the top tier. I could look out my cell, and I seen him on the other side of the tier. He was like this on the railing. Charles was right there, so I guess him and Charles getting an introduction. They having a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, shit straight. So they looking out for him the whole time. They played fair with him the whole time. Like, dude called him in the cell, Charles called him in the cell, played fair with him the whole time. It was crazy, you know what I mean? So I'm like, damn. So I'm like, yo, like for real, they might need another boon to add to the table. I said, because Akh just with that la-la shit. Like I was like, he don't care about nothing else but that damn la-la. So I'm like, man, maybe they are gonna kind of like include him into what's going on and like put him on the team or whatever the case. But when I finally seen him talking to Charles, like I knew kind of like he was getting his foot closer into the door. So the other dude, I guess he met the other dude, so everybody already know the count, you know what I mean? So he was in there with him, he come out lit again. I guess they doing some tobacco, they looked out, you know what I mean? So like, when I seen him, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can go buy a roll-up for anybody. Like, it was roll-ups all over the pod, including they had it. So I see him, he was like, yeah, I got some roll-ups for sale. When I seen Akh, I was like, yeah, look, man, he gave me some tobacco, you mess with that? I was like, yeah, he was like, you want some of it? I was like, yeah, he was like, I don't really mess with it, man. Here, he gave me like a little bag like this big. I was like, what's this? He probably was like 6 roll-ups or something. He was like, I got some more. He's like, I'm gonna sell the rest. My Muslim brother sell that. He was like, but he gave me that right there. I said, see? I said, you in the game, Akh, man. I like, see your bros gonna look out for you, man. Everybody ain't like them petty dudes on Sussex, man. He was like, nah, I told you I want in. Like, I asked him, like, yo, how can I accumulate some money? How can I get in and get some money? He was like, guess what he tell me? I said, what? He said, he told me I just got up here. Don't worry about that right now. And I looked at Akh, and I wanted to say, he's right. You know what I mean? Don't worry about that, man. I was like, nah, they gotta look out. They gotta look out, Weezy, man, and like, for real, I'ma see, man, if I can really poke my chest. I said, nah, don't do that, man. Don't come in here with that. I'm joking, but I wanted to happen because I'm a psycho, y'all, so boom. So 4 balls in 1 stone. I don't care what happens, man. So I'm like, nah, I'm reverse psychology. I'm, man, He was like, nah, forget that. He was like, man, got a lot of stuff. I said, so what you think? You just gonna come in here and rob? He said, I'm gonna rob him, and if they bank me, I'm going to hole. I don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter, man. I said, what about your Muslim bro? He said, I'm gonna tell him to stay out of it. So I said, you just about to go in there and take the dude Charles stuff. He said, I'm gonna go in there and knock him out first. Yeah, and the other ones wanna get in, I'm gonna run with them. I said, man, come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm telling him to stall him out when I'm welling though. I'm like, come on, man. He like, nah, I gotta have it, man. I'm like, yo, just seeing a dude that wild, like, I know y'all looking at this like, yo, what the hell is his problem? But like, he was just a maniac for the la-la. Like, this is what it is. He don't like buying it. He don't even like for you to look out for him with the la-la, man. He wants you to throw him your whole package, y'all. So boom. Akh was a maniac, man. Like, you know what? I was just letting the maniac be a maniac, man, because guys like him, they never last long on Lawrenville. I'm being honest with y'all, man. They do not last long on Lawrenville, man. They always trick themselves up because Lawrenville be too much for them. It be too much fun. It be too much going on. They can't even survive the joint. They done survived the mountains for 4 or 5 years. When they come down to lowland finally, they don't know how to survive that, man. What kind of psycho energy is that? But at the end of the day, this is what this man is doing. He's acting like he's going at his own people. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, this never was good in my book. I just was glad he never went at me because there'd have been problems if he did. But like, he's a psycho, man. This is the things he doing, man. So like, I seen him kind of like I say, getting closer and closer with them dudes, getting closer and closer with them dudes, and I don't know where that happened. One day we come back from outside rec, and I'm coming up the steps. Now, as I'm coming up the steps, it don't look like how I be telling y'all where you can tell like the tension is going on, like you can't really, you know what I mean? You don't know what's going on with that. But as I was coming up the steps, I looked, and I seen Akh coming down the steps like this. I was coming up these steps. I'm going up these steps. On the other side is another steps. Akh coming down them jumps like this. He got down there, he was like, he went in his cell. I ain't say nothing. I hit the corner, I seen him go in his cell. So I go in my cell, my word, bald head coming at John. He said, yo, you ain't gonna believe this. I like, what? He was like, you know, I stayed in, bro. He was like, look, I was on the steps working out. He was like, man, old head, a maniac. I was like, what? He was like, man, he knocked Charles out. I'm like, what? He was like, man, he cleared his clock, bro. He knocked him out, bro. He said you could hear him hit the toilet, everything. You heard boom, 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 a body hitting the toilet. He was like, man, that's word. He said the door opened up. He said, man, Charles was in that junk, flipping his mattress, going through everything, checking his socks, checking everything in front of everybody. He was like, the little dude seen the junk. Little dude came to the junk and just was looking. He said, man, Akh was just sitting there looking like a maniac, searching Charles. I was like, man, get out of here. I seen him coming down the steps. He was like, yeah, he dipped when y'all came back from rec. I was like, man, that's just crazy, man. So now we step out. When we step out, now we see everybody kind of like the little dude, I guess he bucked and still went to go check on Charles. Like, yo, what's good? You all right? So everybody checking, making sure Charles good. Charles laid on the down, like kind of on the ground. Cause he just get fucked up by goddamn Akh, you know what I mean? Akh a hard-hitting motherfucker. Akh had hands like Kawhi Leonard. That's word, that nigga hit that shit out you. Your ass gonna drop, man. That's my word, man. So they right there, everybody trying to talk. I look, Akh came out the cell. Akh came out the cell, this is my word. Akh came out the cell, man. I was like, Akh just standing there like, you know what I mean? Akh ain't care about nothing. I'm like, man, this man come straight here on his dean and flip like that immediately, man. Like just off the la-la, like, sometimes like coming to a camp like Lawrenville isn't a good thing for certain people like him, man, because just seeing his transition of messing up that fast, like, was wild to me. I'm not even gonna lie, it was something crazy to witness, y'all. So boom, but he right there standing there. They all trying to make sure he right. So the dude that rock with Charles, I don't know what he got going on, but he must be know the Muslim dude. So he went to go holler at the Muslim dude like, yo, man, he went in there. So the Muslim dude was just like, Muslim dude didn't know what to tell him, man. So dude still snapping. Dude come down the steps. He like, look, man, why you hit my cousin like that? So I guess Charles was his cousin. He like, man, why you hit my cousin like that? This is my word. Akh just did like this. Akh said, Akh just turned his back. Just walk that way. This is my word. Akh started walking back towards the cell game. Akh got to his cell. He was like, look, just come in here. Akh was like, just come in here. That's all you got to do. Just come in here. That's all you got to do. I promise you. I promise you. Everybody in the park looking at that dude like, go in? He like, man, I ain't scared of you, man. He went in that jump, man. All you heard was, I was looking at Akh, man. I was moving in that jump. I was all over that damn cell fighting. I was like, oh shit. Next thing you know, you just seen dude ball up like this on the stand up, not on the ground. He was like, man, he did like this. Man, I promise you, man, Akh old ass gave that nigga a 20 piece. I was like, he timed that jump. I was like, and he just started hitting that nigga everywhere. Dude was like, I kicked that nigga. Man, get your ass out my cell. What the hell is wrong with you? Don't come back in here no more. The fuck? He seen the young nigga, he looked for the young nigga. The young nigga still was up there with Charles. He was like, he came in the steps, he was like, what's up, you next? What's good? Young nigga was like, man, I ain't fighting your crazy ass, man. He went in Charles' cell, boom, closed the door. I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's where he went in his cell with the door open. That man went in his trunk, pulled out a bag. That man started rolling the feezy. I was like, with a lunatic, he started rolling the feezy. He was like, the Muslim dudes come over there like, man, what are you doing, man? Like, they can't control him. Nobody can control him on Sussex too, man. Nobody can control this man. He rolling the feezy, I promise you. I'm like, this is crazy, man. He rolling the feezy. Word, man. Dude beat up all type of stuff, man. He done beat 2 dudes up. I said, man, I'm wildin', man. You hear? Next thing you know, the police come in the joint. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying they did this. I'm not saying the little dude did this, man. This is another reason why I don't say cities and names like that. But somebody had to alert the police, and I say that because the lady in the booth didn't even pin this situation, man. She was up there doing God knows what. You know what I mean? And she didn't even pin the whole situation, but the police came in the joint. When the police came in the joint, no people went straight upstairs to the dude Charles' cell. Now, I don't know if they got rid of the jack or none of that, you know what I mean? But I'm thinking they did. Because when they came in that joint, man, they was talking to him, and then they finally got him up and they took him out. So when the young dude finally emerged, I'm thinking the young dude had the jack. So the young dude kind of came out, and they walking him to the door. So Charles going to the door. The other dude beat up too, but the police ain't see him yet. But they went straight to Charles' joint, man. His word, they took him out. They took him out, man. Akh came out. He seen that young nigga. He was like, nigga, where that motherfucking phone at, nigga? Where that motherfucking, I knew. I was like, nigga, where that phone at? Where that motherfucking phone at? Young nigga was, I ain't got the phone. Young nigga ran upstairs. Word, I was like, nigga, I ain't gonna chase you, nigga. If I gotta come to your cell and get your little ass, nigga, he was like, man, look, I ain't got shit. I ain't got shit. Next thing you know, you hear the, police come back in that bitch again. Police come back, and this time they looked at him. They was like, hey, you, come with us. This word, I was like, for what? They was like, come with us right now. What do you mean for what? You was fighting, right? He was like, I won't fight. And as he said that, you see him drop the tobacco. The tobacco hit the ground. The tobacco right there. He was like, I ain't even fighting. I won't fighting. What you talking about? They was like, nah, you was fighting. Nah, come on, turn around. He turned around. He was like, I won't fighting. It was like, what's this? What's this right here? He's like, that ain't mine. That ain't mine right here. The whole time I'm tripping because Unc didn't drop that goddamn la-la game, y'all. Unc dropped the tobacco. Unc won't letting that la-la go, man. I promise you, man. Them people came in there and handcuffed Unc, man. They came in there and handcuffed Unc, man. They took Unc out of there. They took Unc out of there, man. My word, they took him out. He was gone, and he got hit for that tobacco. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know, because it's a extensive record and things that happened or whatever the dude told him, that Charles told him that he did, because somebody said something, man. The word was they wasn't letting Akh back out the hole. The Muslim dude told me personally that rock with Akh, like, yo, they ain't letting him out, man. They said they not letting him back on the compound, you know what I mean? So Akh was getting transferred, man. Now the dude Charles that got out the hole and that dude that he beat up in the part that rock with Charles, they never went nowhere, man. But they continue on with the jack. They still got the jack, man. They didn't let Akh get that phone. But Akh got that loud pack though, man. That's what that's what Akh won. That's why Akh was running around like that, man, because he wasn't used to the loud pack, man. He just was a psycho, man. Like, it was crazy. Every pod I was in with him, he crashed. He crashed in every pod, man. Like, he was a real deal psycho, man. But I never seen Akh again, man. That junk was wild, man. But that was a crazy situation. But that's the end of the damn story though, y'all. Man, I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Y'all already know the count, man. Please stay out the way and be with your family out here, man, because they need you, man. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was a bonus banger game, so I need y'all to do this one. Like, subscribe this way, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But be safe out there, people, and stay your ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.